2001 Silent Hill 2 anchored itself in gaming history as a masterclass in psychological horror game design. Now, in 2024, the folks over at Bloober Team have completely remade the classic in Unreal Engine 5 in an attempt to preserve the nostalgia of the original while offering an updated, modern version for new audiences. Did they pull it off? Let's find out.
Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago. So then why am I looking for her?
You look like your girlfriend.
No, my late wife. Come on, hurry! Run!
I was almost killed back there. All you care about is that dead wife.
You couldn't care less about me, could you? Are you confusing me with someone else? You were always so forgetful.
You play as James Sunderland, a widower who receives a letter from his late wife Mary asking him to meet her in the mysteriously eerie town of Silent Hill, a place that holds many memories for the pair. Nothing to worry about there, sure. When he arrives though, shockingly, the once beautiful town of Silent Hill is enveloped in a thick, almost claustrophobic fog. As you wade through, each step takes you deeper into James's psyche, exploring his guilt, grief, and a darkness that lays just below the surface, unraveling his past through symbolic interactions with the other souls wandering the town. Silent Hill 2's reignition through Unreal Engine 5 comes with a slew of major updates, such as improved graphics, fluid animations, better resolutions, scarier enemy AI, and fog so realistic I genuinely had to start making physical maps to keep myself grounded. Silent Hill 2 is of course known for its eerie, otherworldly atmosphere, and this remake does a fantastic job of maintaining a level of perpetual anxiety. The fog itself feels alive and hungry, and the more confused I got, the thicker the fog became, swallowing up any sense of direction or time spent wandering, always leaving me keenly aware that I was not alone. And thanks to the radio you receive early on, that fact was confirmed in the scariest of ways. Enemies are typically heard before they are seen, radio static alerting you to their presence. Both a blessing and a curse really, because while I do love me an early warning system before my timbers are thoroughly shivered, the telltale crackle never ceased to send me into an anxiety spiral that inevitably distracted me from keeping James in one piece. And on the topic of trauma, these beasties come to us fresh from James's personal mindscape, given form from unprocessed, unfiltered grief, making them truly some of the most haunting but also fascinating concepts. The lying figures, for instance, are humanoids trapped in a straitjacket. One could say symbolizing James's feelings of suffocation and helplessness. The mannequin, two pairs of legs sewn together, could be perceived to embody James's repressed sexual frustration. It's really interesting to dig into. And while Silent Hill 2 wasn't the first game to have monsters act as representations or reflections of a character's psychology, it's a really cool extra layer with horrifying implications for someone you're supposed to be rooting for, rather than just acting as another lump of meat to shoot. The town gives way to new and improved weapons the further into James's mind journey you venture, beginning with a wooden stake with nails in it and ending with a hunting rifle. Oh, how quickly they grow up. My favourite weapon was the shotgun, because big gun make me feel less scared, but finding ammo for it proved difficult as Silent Hill 2 really limits access to resources, and rightly so. Hard to feel intimidated by an onslaught of your worst traits come to life if you can just blow them away. I found myself consistently deciding it was better to get up close and personal with the metal pipe rather than waste too many bullets trying to drop a lying figure skittering across the floor like a scene from The Exorcist, terrifying as it was. Precious ammo is better used against more durable enemies like the bubblehead nurse. The shotgun can instantly pin these freaky positions to the floor, allowing you to finish them off with a well-presented boot to the face. Besides the shotgun and hunting rifle, pistol ammo was relatively easy to come by, but just as easily wasted with poor aim. Turns out, shooting is considerably harder when your butt cheeks are clenched so tightly you could produce diamonds. So I found myself burning through magazines, shooting enemies in the chest, rather than simply popping them in the head. Speaking of which, let's talk about Pyramid Head, one of the most iconic characters in gaming. If you see him, don't waste your ammo, run. Silent Hill 2 even expresses this by showing early on that the prison butcher here doesn't care for your hard-earned bullets. Again, not the first game to do this, but setting the precedent that enemies, regardless of fear level, can be slain, only to pull the rug out when the biggest, beefiest butcher comes knocking is really scary. It's a total loss of control, and to be honest, this, along with the new aggressive AI, is a mix I hate. It's terrifying, but really good for improving the horror factor, but also, and just to make it that little bit more tense, the Silent Hill 2 camera you've come to know and love from a distance has been converted to an over-the-shoulder view, a critical change in the remake as it brings you closer to the action and thus closer to the horrors of Silent Hill. James Sunderland is just an ordinary dude going through very unordinary terrors, and being so close to him, literally the angel or devil on his shoulder you could say, it's hard not to get invested in his desperate struggle to survive. I can't imagine I'd fare any better myself. Although, personally, I wouldn't have followed a letter written to me by my dead partner, but maybe I just don't have that main character spark about me. Though it is nice to see a character's general movement so closely reflect my own. James moves slowly, sloppily, and untrained. Even in his most desperate moments, running is closer to a jog. You aren't special, no enhanced abilities or super durability. You are made keenly aware of James's vulnerability and fragility at all times, making the danger that much more of a genuine obstacle rather than a backdrop. Silent Hill 2 isn't just fighting off James's projection of inner demons though. Puzzle solving in escape room-like environments plays a heavy role. The first puzzle you encounter is figuring out how to escape a rundown shopping district. The area harbours various clues, secrets, and items that band together to kickstart a jukebox. Puzzle solving for the most part involves a lot of blindly walking around, checking off locations on the map, walking around some more, and then backtracking to the start because you realise you definitely missed something 30 minutes ago. It's easy to find yourself overanalyzing clues, taking clues too literally, or confusing the clues with the wrong solutions. But the further into the puzzles you get, the better you become at linking hints to answers. I think people will have different strengths for various puzzles. Some involve math, poetry, wordplay, obvious hints, and even physical clues containing multiple use cases. If you've ever been to an escape room in your life before, you'll feel right at home. Minus the psychological terrors. I'd hope they'd have a waiver for that or something. One of the things I'm really stoked on, being a fan of the original Silent Hill 2, is the return of composer Akira Yamaoka. Utilizing new technology and 3D audio flows, Akira manages to combine the classic soundtrack with new arrangements as haunting as they are beautiful. That is to say, very haunting. Silent Hill 2's soundscape is genuinely impressive and thoroughly immersive. You can hear every eerie creak, rustle, groan, growl, knock, and scream. Playing this game on silent should be a criminal act worthy of jail time, frankly. Akira has done an amazing job at scaring the shit out of me, so you know what? Thanks for that, man. Big fan. Overall, Silent Hill 2 has performed a miracle by somehow bringing an iconic game to the present without sacrificing what made it incredible to begin with. It feels like every aspect of the game has been elevated to feel not only more fulfilling, but scarier too. As a longtime horror fan and certified little sicko, this was a treat I couldn't put down, and a delight to return to after so long away. Play.